I see some people in the chats. Look at that, Amanda. I got my chat working. Chat box in the house. And it's a happy Thursday. Yeah, maybe I should raise that up a little bit. I was trying a new camera angle. Let's go with it. Let's see what we get. Happy Thursday. How's everybody doing? Hello, my lovely people in my computer. Things are dropping. It's okay. We're just going for it. I hope you're having a great Thursday. My name is Tom Durante, and this is Durante's House of Music. I'm Tom Durante, your guide to all things musical. I hope you've been having fun. Check out my shirt. I don't need therapy. I just need to play my piano. So true. How we looking? I meant to turn off my video of my music, but it ended on its own. So that's good. I hope everyone is having a great Thursday. We're going to get into a couple of things today. Oh, I forgot to send out some links. I'm still figuring all this out. Hey, that was me. Lucas, Yessie, Amanda, my top 3. How are we doing? We already got a like in there. That's great. Gotta send my mom her link so she'll check it out. My dad watches while he's at work. Shout out, of course, until I send the link. They're probably not watching it yet. But that's okay. Let's put on my favorite. That's not it. That's not it. That's not what I want. That's what I want. I've already had my dinner, so I don't need to leave you. I don't particularly want to go too long today, but we're just having fun. We're going to see where the night takes us. I've decided, if you haven't figured it out already, that this is so much fun. I want to do it every day. Not 7 days a week, but definitely 5. Definitely 5 days a week. I'm late. 2 hours? What are you talking about? I go on at 7 every day. That's what we were talking about. 7 o'clock. 5 days a week. Not 7 days a week at 5. 5 days a week at 7. Of course, I will try and let you know if I have something else going on and I can't go online. But we're going to do some fun things. I have OBS, which is my streaming software, installed on my Microsoft Surface tablet that I use at work. So I'm going to try and bring the setup. I mean, this microphone, this is not a microphone. This camera has a microphone built in. It's not going to be the best, but I do have some lavalier mics, the DJI ones that everybody's using. So I do have those. I'm going to try and use those. And I may bring you out to the workshop. It's a little loud out there. I've got some computers running. We'll talk about those another time. It's a little loud. So I have 2 workbenches that I built myself. They're quite impressive. I didn't do it all by myself. I had someone helping me, Mr. Lanny. We may meet him at some point. He's definitely worth getting to know. He's a really cool guy. So I'm just glad to be doing this. This is so much fun. 4 in a row. Let's see if somebody else wants to watch. I should have done this, but as Lucas said, I was a few minutes late. I was not a few hours late. I hope my sound looks good. It sounds all right. Could you hear the music at the beginning? Why do I have my chat twice? Can you all read the chat? Are you all there? Looks like there's 2 people. Looks like okay, stream's looking better. 13 minutes, and I have only played a few notes. There's got to be a key for the day. We did G minor. I think we were playing, the first couple times I wasn't decided on doing a key for the day. Yesterday was D minor. I know I did G minor. That's my favorite. I think I started there. Maybe we do a roulette wheel of some kind. I have random number generators on my phone. I'm trying to send out some links. You know, I don't want to sit and do this every time, but I am trying to promote some things, trying to get it going, and hopefully at this point, people have their notifications set up. So I won't be doing that as often, all the time, or whatever. And when I hit it big, and I get 1 million subscribers, then they'll just know. I got a couple of new things set up. Look at that. I figured out how to stand up this monitor correctly, and I love this. This allows me to switch my scenes very rapidly, and I have it consistent to where my chat, my subscriber count, and my please like and subscribe to support. I don't know if you can see that on that screen. Please like and subscribe to support Durante's House of Music. My total subscribers, we gained a couple. I don't know why my YouTube chat. I've been using stream elements to add to my stream. And so they've been adding some things. What do we got? Activity feed. I don't really want that right now. You put the chat. Okay, there's a section under the URL where it says code or something like that. You put the chat URL into the URL option. Well, Amanda, I got it figured out with stream elements. I create a custom overlay, and they give me a link. My Streambox, Maestro. I should start introducing, I meant to introduce myself as the Maestro. Okay. We're about to start doing some theater rehearsals for a play, or a musical. Throughout my life, I've performed in musicals, and I've been the maestro, the music director, for a number of musicals. Excuse me. I don't know if that'll fit. All right. I've been a music director for a number of musicals, especially recently. I got the pleasure to work with Miss Roxanne Caravan, who was a theater director at Lakewood Ranch High School for over 20-something years, probably 25 or more years. And that was incredible. Her, Miss Pat Ross, shout out. Love you guys. We make a good team, the three of us. Three Musketeers, all the way. Lightning Thief. Amanda spoiled it. But we do have the rights, so we can advertise it. It's all good. So I'm going to be music directing that show. Amanda, are you in it? Is that the deal? Let's do a roulette and figure out what the key of the day is, because I do have, I guess I may as well start with what I've got. Can you see me? Can you hear me? How's the audio? Did you hear the music? Amanda's in it. I got a question. Did you hear my theremin song as my intro music for the starting scene? Did you hear that? Was that volume acceptable? Random number generator has been activated. Here's how this works. We have C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 different keys. Ooh, I need to grab my water. Okay. So, I set my random number generator to a number 1 through 12. I got 7. The Maestro. 7. F sharp. That's the key of the day. Beautiful. And of course, as we talked about yesterday, there's a major key and a minor relative that share the same key, signature, and scale, and all that fun stuff. Look at my microphone right in the way. I can't really do much about it. Oh, maybe I can. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. Beautiful. But now it's in the way of me playing. Not only are we going to start with the key of the day. Let me grab my water real quick. We got a key of the day. I would like to do today in music history. That's why I want to do it daily. It'll keep it interesting. And as I say, get over here, beautiful. I don't know if I'm talking to myself or who or what. Dang, that video looks fire. I hope you agree. Amanda says the theremin was a bit louder. I just wanted to make sure it was heard. It's just kind of a placekeeper. Still recovering. Bit of a placekeeper. It's my face, I promise. A bit of a placekeeper. While I get the stream started. I'm so sorry, I'm distracted. My dad's texting me because he doesn't know how to use the live chat. I don't know if he's watching on a computer or on his app, but if you type in the live chat, you maybe have to make an account, which is probably the holdup. Texting is acceptable. I will not put my phone. Oh man, somebody's at the door. Let's check the cameras. Hopefully it's just a delivery person. This is a bad time for a visitor. Or is it? Let's see. Uh-oh. Dang. Let me put this on pause and go see who's at the door. Not to worry, just a delivery. People are still here. Hopefully some people stream in so we can get this party started. The thing I like best about live streaming, I'm a little out of breath, I just ran to the door and back. And it's so far because it's such a big house, you know, it's a huge mansion. I live on about 30 acres of land. I wish. Not true. It's really just like 20 feet. Anyway, so the thing I like best about live streaming is that it takes little effort other than the setup. I get everything set up. Now I got all my tools ready at almost a finger's length. But then I make a video. I can make long videos. YouTube likes long videos, I guess. And it just lives up on the internet. And people can rewatch it. And now that I got my stream, my chat right here, that you can experience the live effect along with us. So something really cool happened today in 1721. My boy, Johann Sebastian Bach, completed the Brandenburg Concertos on or around April 3rd, dedicating them to Christian Ludwig, not to be confused with Ludwig von Beethoven, Margrave of Brandenburg. Brandenburg is a city. Margrave must be a title of some kind. These 6 works, there are 6 Brandenburg concertos, showcasing Baroque brilliance with diverse instrumentation, were presented as a job application, but didn't secure Bach a position. Yet, they remain a cornerstone of classical music. Not only did they not get him the job, they remained in a desk for 200 years, something like that. And then when this desk was uncovered and the contents discovered, they became a new, imagine, Johann Sebastian Bach is dead for over 100 years, whatever the number may be. And then you get new music. This actually happens often, not often, but it happens with some frequency, that we discover new works from Johann Sebastian Bach and other composers of lesser import. But as you can see, I'm biased. We discovered new works from Johann Sebastian Bach after his death. That's incredible. And not just some sketches or something like that. Johann Sebastian Bach was an extremely prolific composer, as some that we will talk about are. He was a church organist and all this. I'm going to attempt not to get stuck on Bach, because he's one of my favorites. But one of my goals as the maestro of the Lakewood Ranch High School Orchestra is to go through all 6 of the Brandenburg concertos. We have done number 5, number 4, we did 6 last year, and we did number 2 this year. We're not exactly in order, that's not the priority, but we've got 2 more to do. And each year we get more and more content with them. You know, some of them are just arrangements. I have the full number 3. The instrumentation of each of them is different. That's what this said here, with diverse instrumentation. So some of them are for wind instruments. Some of them are for string instruments. The second year when we were playing number 4 with my group, I was performing at State College of Florida with the Bradenton Symphony Orchestra, and I got to conduct a rehearsal for the real Brandenburg 5 with a professional harpsichordist. It was incredible. Martha Steele, I believe her name was. One of my students actually took lessons with her on harpsichord, and now he is up in Boston and living his best historical keyboard life, and I'm very proud of him, and I keep sending him links, but he's so busy practicing he doesn't watch, but maybe he does on the replay. Anyway, let's move past Bach, because I could spend 3 million hours talking about Bach, and right now nobody's watching. Hopefully they come back. Anyway, Felix Mendelssohn, in 1829 conducted the first modern performance of Bach's St. Matthew's Passion in Berlin. I thought I was leaving Bach. On April 3rd, some sources approximate this date. At just 20, Mendelssohn received his monumental Baroque work, neglected since Bach's death, revived. At just 20, Mendelssohn revived this monumental Baroque work, neglected since Bach's death, sparking a renewed interest in Bach's music across Europe. So 1829, right? I don't want to read all of these because there's a lot, and I just asked for 10 or so from Grok. 1917. Scott Joplin, the king of ragtime, died on April 3rd in New York City at age 48 from syphilis-related complications. His syncopated compositions, like Maple Leaf Rag, laid groundwork for jazz. Though his opera Tremonisha remained underappreciated until decades later. This is a good one. 1942, Dmitri Shostakovich. His Symphony No. 7, Leningrad, premiered in the U.S. on April 3rd in a radio broadcast by Arturo Toscanini and the NBC Symphony Orchestra. Written during the Nazi siege of Leningrad, its defiant tone made it a wartime symbol of resistance. In 1956, Elvis Presley performed Heartbreak Hotel on the Milton Berle Show on April 3rd, captivating 25% of the U.S. TV audience. This electrifying appearance, with his hip-shaking charisma, cemented his rise as a rock and roll icon and shocked the conservative viewers. 1969, Jim Morrison of The Doors surrendered to the FBI in Los Angeles on April 3rd, facing charges of lewd behavior and public exposure from a Miami concert a month earlier. Released on $2,000 bail, the incident fueled his rebellious legend. Though legal battles persisted until his death. 1989, the year of my birth. Pepsi dropped Madonna's Like a Prayer ad campaign on April 3rd after religious backlash over the song's provocative video, which aired the previous day. The controversy featured burning crosses and a black Jesus. Boosted the single to number 1, proving Scandal could sell. Okay, a couple more here. 2015, the Rolling Stones played a surprise club gig at the Fonda Theater in Los Angeles on April 3rd, their first live performance of the full Sticky Fingers album since its 1971 release. The intimate show, ahead of a stadium tour, thrilled fans with raw renditions of Brown Sugar and Wild Horses. 2023, Kill Bill hit number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 on April 3rd, her first chart topper from the album SOS. The track's blend of R&B melancholy and cinematic revenge vibes underscored her dominance in modern music, following a Grammy-winning year. That is today in music history. We are so back, baby. Hey, Alex. Seems like Juan Bach Fam. Where are you, David? Oh, look, everybody's back. I started going off on a Johann Sebastian Bach tangent. Everybody left, and now we're all back. The gang's all here. All right, the daily key is F sharp. This is your reminder to hydrate. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Water is so good. It has a lot of pentatonic vibes because it's all of the sharp keys. Pentatonic refers to a 5-note scale. It's the same as a major scale, but you are missing the 4th and the 7th scale degree. He knows I'm not paying attention. I gotta get you with the pitch bend. Anyway, so Alex, what interval is that we removed from the major scale to get a pentatonic scale? Anyway, dinner time, tritone for the win of 100 fake points. Amanda. Facepalm. The tritone resolves in or out. And the tritone... Aha, the tritone here is part of the dominant. A good 25 minutes. Does that mean you'll be back in 25 minutes? Or that it's been a good 25 minutes so far, although it's been 35 minutes? So the tritone comprises part of the dominant chord. Dominant chord is the 5 chord. We're going to continually build on our knowledge here. Hopefully you can see that. There it is. So these Roman numerals identify chords from the scale. So I've got to redo a couple of these dots and things. So if we build a chord, okay, of course this is F, but that's okay. F sharp is just a half step up. So if we build a chord on the 5th scale degree, which would be a C sharp. We have to talk about chords, but right now just go with it for now. There's just certain things that we just don't have time for all the time. I could do a 24-hour live stream maybe over the summer, and we could just do theory all the time, and that would make me happy. It may get like 2 viewers. But anyway, we build a scale, a chord, on the 5th scale degree. Chords are stacks of thirds. Okay, so you skip a note, and you get a triad. And then you skip another note, and you get a 7th chord. So a triad, tri meaning 3, is 3 notes. And a chord is 4 or more notes. That's a tone cluster. Right? Any 4 or more notes is a chord. That would be a 9th chord. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Okay. So without getting into too much detail, the tritone is part of that 7th chord. Okay. Is that it? That is a tritone. That's not this tritone. Same notes, different inversion. So if you flip things around, you're inverting them. So if we have a B and an F, and we put the B on top, it's a different interval. This is a diminished 5th. This is an augmented 4th. So it's a tritone either way, because a diminished 5th or an augmented 4th is the same interval. I don't want to go too far down this rabbit hole, but the pentatonic scale does not have that interval. Now, there are contrasting opinions whether or not this interval was considered the devil's interval by the Roman Catholic Church back in the day. I learned that it was. But one of my theory students showed me a video about someone who said, in fact, it is not. So, to each his own. But the pentatonic scale, you can't really play any wrong notes. traditional cultures start off their music making with a 5-note scale. So it kind of sounds, there's a lot of African music. I studied African drumming and dancing in college at FSU. I was in the FSU African Drum Ensemble. Bran, hello, Mr. Sir. That's me. I'm Mr. Sir. There are only a few people who call me Mr. Sir. Is that Maya? In the chat, we're having an intellectual discussion about the pentatonic scale. So I studied African music, and they have a pentatonic scale. Obviously, Asian cultures have a pentatonic scale. That's like quintessentially what people think of when they think of this. But in the African traditions, they have a huge marimba-style instrument. Where is it? Where's my marimba? Oh, there she is. And I'm talking huge. TS So Tough. Fire, fire, fire. I don't know who that is. Let me know who you are. Identify yourself. Pentatonic scale is fun, and that just reminded me of it because I was playing an F sharp. I still got this camera as if I'm the main attraction here, and unfortunately I'm not. It's the piano that you all want to see, isn't it? Brian. Oh, I don't speak, the same language. Mr. Sir. There's only a few couple of people that call me that. I don't remember you calling me that. Brian from guitar class. How are you feeling, King? You and me in here, chat. How much do you know about music, sir? You read music, but I've been on a 3-day adventure. Check this out. I've been on a 3-day adventure through the basics of music. Okay? So I've been putting some work in and getting... Whoa, that's not what I want to do. I've been putting in some work. I need to get my chat over on this screen so I can see it. Pop it out. Would you like to follow what I've been doing? Ooh, that is so cool. Now I can see my chat right over there. Check this out. Where are you? There you are. Look, I got you right here now. That's cool. Alright, so we can do this. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Where's my camera feed? It's behind my window. You gotta see me too. There she is. Alright, so I'm going to continue. Oh, there's 3 people in here now. Light up the chat. Alright, we're going to continue what we talked about. Mr. Brian, best music theory lesson you were given. Oh, man, that's a great question. David, you got some great questions. Amanda says, bruh. What about, bruh what? I had a couple different theory teachers throughout my schooling. Mr. Robert Shear, Bob Shear, was my high school music theory teacher. And that was probably the most fun. I want to learn the music for the musical already. All right, we're doing that all next week. But Mr. Shear was my music theory teacher in high school, and that was so much fun. It was not an AP music theory class, so there was no pressure of a difficult AP theory test. So we just had fun. We learned the topics. I worked out of the Alfred's basic music theory course, the book, and it was just so much fun. We had all kinds of fun in that class. Mr. Shear was such a fun teacher, and he was also the band director. I worked with Mr. Lambert too in, I don't know if that was the beginning of his career or what, but it was very early on. This is 2004 to 2007. I was mostly in the orchestra with Mr. Stephen Terry, a legend. And in my junior year, my English teacher said, "Hey, you should play jazz. You play piano, you should play jazz." And so in my senior year, I joined the Lakewood Ranch High School jazz band, and I had a lot of fun. Met some people, and as a requirement for that, they had you go into the symphonic band, which is like wind band stage performances of classical music and other things. And so since I played piano, I didn't play any of the wind instruments. They had me on percussion, and so I played timpani, I played the tubular bells, I played all kinds of fun stuff, bass drum, snare drum, I did it all. And going into college, with that experience with Mr. Barbanera, I was his percussion section 1 year. We did a lot of marches, and so I hopped on the drum set and I did all day long, and that was fun. And that led me to FSU with the love of percussion that I had at that point for a couple of years playing it, 3 years. I joined the African Ensemble, and I studied with Peter Hazing, a graduate student at the time, or doctoral student, I don't remember, but he was a great influence on me, being a little bit closer in age. And then Baba Hamza was our next teacher, and he led the ensemble. It's Cha in the chat. What's up? What's up, Brian? What's up, Cha? So I'm just telling a little bit of my percussion story. So at FSU, I studied with Wilbur Davis, aka Baba Hamza. Why don't we take a moment and experience a little bit of this? I was part of a TEDx event. You guys know TEDx, or TED Talks, but do you know TEDx? Does anybody know what a TEDx event is? Lay it down in the chat for me. Lay it down. Bruh. What bruh? Amanda, you gotta quit Brian. Thank you, Cha. Thank you, Cha. Why is Brian's name Bran? Is he Raisin Bran? Is he getting essential vitamins and minerals in his breakfast? Amanda, you gotta quit bruh-ing me. Alright, so a TEDx, as you will soon find out, is a locally organized TED event. And so TED, the famous TED Talks that go on. But FSU hosted the African Ensemble with a TEDx event. And it could be anything else. Look at that. If you search FSU African TEDx, Baba Hamza Drum Ensemble, 13 years ago. How old am I? What year is it? Oh, are you going to hear that? Can you hear that? Yes, you can. Is that too loud? So this guy right here, that's Wilbur Davis. That's Baba Hamza. And we are playing djembes. His djembe is the lead djembe. We're all playing different rhythms. And Amanda could tell you that we just did literally this exact same thing in class. And the girl back here, that's Patty. Hey Patty, if you're ever watching, she's playing a drum on the ground. And Dylan over here is rocking out on drums on the ground. Now, you might think that's me, but it's not me. That's also not me. That's also not me. You saw me at the beginning. Maybe you didn't know, but you'll see me again. I'm gonna skip through some of this. We don't need to watch the whole thing. I'll leave a link to it. So I'm not him, I'm not him, I'm not him, I'm not him. I'm not him, although he was fun. He was a cool dude. So that just leaves this dude. That's me. Wow, look at all that hair. If I had known what I known then, I was going bald there, buddy boy. I was 23. Alright, so that is African drum ensemble music, and that was probably some of the most fun I have ever had in my entire life. I was in really great physical shape, not that I'm not anymore, but, you know, right then, 23, drumming, and, as you will soon see, dancing. Okay, so here's a better view of what's going on. That is my drum. I actually wound up purchasing this particular drum. That's the drum that I use. That's the drum that I feel the greatest connection to Baba Hamza, because it was his drum, and he sold it to me. This is an African drum from West Africa, from Mali. And so a lot of these drums, these are all djembes in the front. Okay, these are the dununs. Okay, there's a couple different sizes of them. They have a bell, a metal bell attached. You see that he's got a striker in his hand, and he's hitting this metal bell. And there is a cow hide on these drums. There is a goat hide on these drums. And they are tied with ropes. There are typically 2 different rhythms that happen in the front drums, and there are 3 or 4 rhythms that happen in the back drums. Those are the dunun. So these drums are tuned with the ropes. Baba's drum is tuned extremely high. His drum is the lead drum. I remember he let me lead because I was the teaching assistant for this class. I said I was 23 in this video, Brian. This is the lead drum. I was a teaching assistant because I was an upperclassman, and I had been in the ensemble already for a couple of years before Baba got there. Thank you, Cha, for the grammatical correction. But I got to play Baba's drum, and these drums already hurt your hands. Okay, 23, correct. These drums hurt your hand after a while. I have broken, there are blood vessels in your hands, and if you hit it wrong, or even sometimes if you hit it right, you'll bust a blood vessel in your hand, and that is extremely painful, and it takes a little while. You kind of have to massage it, and it goes away a little bit, but it's like a blister on the inside of your hand from your blood vessel, and it hurts a lot from these drums. But Baba's drum is tuned extremely high, and I would always say it's like playing a block of concrete. It was so hard. I don't know if that was a cow skin or a goat skin or what, but it was tuned up so high and so rigid you could bust so many blood vessels. But anyway, let's see the main attraction. You know you want to see me dancing in my African outfit. You know you want to see it. My pants were a little bit long, so it was like a safety hazard, so I kept having to pull them up. I tried folding them up, but they never stayed down while I was dancing. You tune a drum with the ropes. I'll show you. I have some of my drums in school. So those ropes go up and down along it. I don't know if you can hear me talking over that, so I'm going to stop it. Perfect action scene for me to stop it. So you can see these ropes going up and down the side of the drum. You tie a knot around it horizontally, and that pulls it tight. This is not AP Music Theory content. This is just Mr. Durante's passion content. So anyway, you've seen me dancing. You've seen me drumming. This is not even at all what I planned to talk about today, but here we are. Yeah, it's all right. I'm gonna get my ending music queued up for later. We're not ending just yet, but just for later. Stop glazing. Oh, he's not glazing. You wish. We could probably do some drumming just for fun, but there is so much work to be done in that class. All right, so let's get into what Amanda is in my orchestra. That's who. Let's see. So, the best. That's who. The future moderator of this channel. That's who. Although I have to say, I haven't really had any problems. Yo, Brian. Calm yourself down. She's a freshman. Brian is him. Nope. I am him. Clearly that video has proven that I am him. Whoa. Oh, we are so back, Alex. You missed some African drumming, but you can go back and watch it. All right, so I want to get into a lesson here. Okay? We did the basics. Staff. We did note duration. We did rest duration. It is time. She was in your class today. Go back. Wait, what? You can rewind the video, and you will catch up. If you put it on like 1.5 times speed, you'll catch up by the time I finish. All right. So just go back like a few minutes, and you'll see me dancing. I also did ballroom dancing, not just African dancing. My mother loved... my mom loves Dancing with the Stars. That's her favorite TV show. And she wanted me to be a dancer, so she got me some ballroom dancing lessons. So I did. I always loved the tango. No, that's somebody else in our class. All right, so we got a couple lessons to get to. We're going to get to beat and tempo. We're going to talk about rhythm, okay? So stick around, Cha and Brian, playing the cello. Nope. There's all kinds of people coming into my class to practice. I'm so happy that my freshmen love to practice. They always come in and practice. It makes me happy. Don't you ever stop. So, we're going to talk about measures and time signatures. The vertical black bars, called bar lines, divide the staff into measures. This staff has been split into 2 measures. Hey, Brian and Cha, this is an excellent primer if you want to do music theory. Okay, check it out. Take notes. Learn your basics. You guys play pretty good stuff. Oh, Brian, just you wait. We're going to get to music production. I'm not just doing stuffy music theory. Of course, I don't think it's stuffy. I love music theory. But I don't just do music theory. I do music theory and music production. I had a digital music class. Brian and Cha, you all missed out on that because they canceled it. But I'm going to get it back. Hopefully, maybe by the time you graduate. Who knows? But we're going to do music theory and music production. Side by side. They go together pretty well. Reading music helps with everything. So, this staff has been split into two measures using this vertical line called a bar line. A time signature defines the amount and the type of notes that each measure contains. The first measure is in 4/4 time, and the second measure is in 3/4 time. The first measure contains 4 quarter notes, 4/4. Okay? Second measure contains 3 quarter notes, 3/4. Next, we will discuss non-quarter note time signatures. 6/8 time contains 6/8 notes, and we talked about those notes yesterday. 3/2 contains 3 half notes. This chart displays all of the time signatures that we discussed. That was just a little basic intro, so we're going to go back. We're going to talk about, let's finish the basic section, because we talked about staff. Let's just, for our newcomers, let's just go over here and display the hierarchy of notes. Okay, our 16th notes all the way up to our quarter notes. So we have, to our whole note, also known as a semi-brev. Okay, so we have our whole note, 4 beats, half note, 2 beats, quarter note, 1 beat, and then we break the beat down. We have half of a beat is an 8th note. We have 16th notes that are a quarter of a beat. I see the chat going on, and I'm just moving along, doing my thing. You guys will figure it out. You'll probably see her tomorrow. But yeah, lock in. Check this out. So notes are sound, rests are silence. And this is the same exact chart, just with rests instead of notes. Okay? Use this chart for reference. So same thing. Whole rest. The way that I was taught this in middle school, or even elementary school probably, was that this is a hole in the ground. If you're a little person, or in this case, a little mouse cursor, and you're walking around, you fall into this hole, and it takes you 4 beats to get out. Okay, so that's how you remember a whole rest, because it sits on the 4th line, and it comes down. This looks just like a little top hat. So if my cursor was wearing a top hat, half, 2 beats for a half rest. Okay, squiggly for a quarter rest. I need to figure out a whiteboard for my computer. But right now, I've got a whiteboard for not my computer. Flip this thing around. Okay, the way that I talk about quarter rests, I didn't mention this yesterday. Let me flip over to my other view so I can see what I'm doing, or what you can see. I'm going to make myself big again. Okay, the way I do quarter rests, the way I teach quarter rests is, so how to draw a quarter rest. It's like you do a letter Z and a letter C all together. So you do Z and a C, and that's a quarter rest. And then 8th rest, you can start with a dot. Whoop. Got a little carried away there. Okay, that's like an 8th rest. Just wanted to show that. Oh, I did that yesterday in my video, but I'd be happy to do it again for you, Brian. Cue the metronome. That's a little slow, but it's in 3. Why is that in 3? That metronome goes hard, yo. Oops, get out of here. All right, so with the rest, I'll just do a couple of them. So that's half note, half rest. Okay, quarter note, quarter rest, quarter note, quarter rest. Okay, anyway, back to our lesson. Thank you, Amanda. I know, as I said earlier, I am him. We are going to get to dotted notes. Dots and ties. You came just at the right time, sir. Alright, so I was just reviewing our notes so that we could go on. Oh my god, turn the metronome off. So we could go on here to notes, dots, and ties. We only have 2 things left in this basic section. So we're going to power through and we're going to finish it. Because then we're going to get to beat and tempo in the production side of things. So dots and ties. Augmentation dots and tenuto ties are 2 types of markings used to alter a note's duration. A dot increases duration by 1/2. Since an eighth note is half the duration of a quarter note, we will substitute it for the half symbol. Right, they had a half, and now we have an eighth note. As you can see, a dotted quarter note is equal to a quarter note plus an eighth. A dotted quarter note can also equal 3/8 if you break that quarter note in half. Okay, ties merge multiple notes of the same pitch. They are used to let the duration of a note travel across barriers, such as measure line in this example. I know, music gotta math. People say that music makes you better at math. It didn't work for me. I can tell you that much. I guess I could leave you over here so you could see me. Can you see me? I can't see what's going on. Yeah, you can kind of see me. Cool, bro. Cool, bro. Hello, bro. Next time, sir. You mean in my next life? Like reincarnation style? That's crazy. Alright. Let me know if you can hear this. Oh, cool setup. Yeah, you like it? I've been having fun. Every day has gotten better and better. So let me know if you can hear this. It's got a little speaker, so that means there's something to hear. They are going to play this. Please let me know if you can hear it. Did you hear that? Very good, Jaw. Thank you. Let me demonstrate what we would do to count. That's awesome, Brian. I kind of understood what you were saying there, but not a whole lot. Maybe you could translate into human English. I mean, adult English. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, so we got a 4. We got a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Measure line. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just using shorthand notes right now. These are tied over. Okay. When we count, we use numbers such as 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, this, they're about to do this. Look at that. If that measure line was not there, it would be written with a half note. Okay, so that's how you should visualize this. You're not going to count 1. I'm going to put it in parentheses because it does not exist. It exists, but you don't count it again. So you would count 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Got it? Yeah, music for me does not help math. 1, 2, 3, 4, try, you get it? Use this chart for reference for augmentation notes, and they just kind of throw it at you without explaining anything. Isn't that helpful? So, dotted half note equals a half note plus a quarter note. Quarter note is half of a half note. That's why. This one is what we talked about. Do uno. We have an eighth note. Half of an eighth note is a 16th note. So you have an eighth note plus half of it, a 16th. Eighth plus 16th equals dotted eighth. And another way to visualize these, I was going to say that before I looked over here, 3 quarter notes equals a dotted half. 3 eighth notes equals a dotted quarter. 3 16th notes equals a dotted 16th. All right, one more thing here, and then we're done with the basics. You are now an intermediate musician if you complete the basics. A half step, or semitone, is the distance from one key on the keyboard to the next adjacent key. Okay, they show us a keyboard here. Key 1 to key 2 is a half step since they are next to each other. I guess I should hit the arrows. Key 1 to key 2. That's jaws right there. A half step is not always from a white key to a black key. In this example, key 1 and key 2 are still next to each other. That's E and F. A whole step, or whole tone, or simply tone. I don't use that terminology. Tone is something different to me. Whole step is the same distance as 2 half steps. Key 1 to key 3 is a whole step. Key 1 to key 2 is the first half step. Key 2 to key 3 is the second half step. An accidental is a sign used to raise or lower the pitch of a note. The first accidentals that we will discuss are the flat and the sharp. Do not, I warn you, do not call that a hashtag, you Gen Zers. Do you understand me? This is not a hashtag. This is a sharp. The flat lowers a note by a half step, while the sharp raises a note by a half step. When typing, you can use the pound sign, not a hashtag, to represent a sharp, and a lowercase b to represent a flat. Let's examine the black key in between C and D. This is C, this is D. This could be called C sharp, since it is half step above C. It could also be called D flat, since it is a half step below D. The term for that is called enharmonic. That's not on this page. Not yet anyway. I don't know if it goes that way. So enharmonic is 2 names for the same note. There are reasons for the 2 different names that we will get to. Brian says sharp all the way, homie. Another example would be E and F. E could also be F flat, since it is a half a step below F. Likewise, F could be called E sharp, and there are certain conditions where you may use these notes. Oh, they do talk about that. Whenever a certain pitch has multiple names, it is called an enharmonic spelling. Next, let's discuss the double flat and the double sharp. Do not be afraid, children. These are part of music. This is not some weird symbol of aliens representing a spaceship or something, or antenna and a communication device. This is a flat and a double flat. This is a sharp and a double sharp. What do you think, Brian? Double sharp all the way? While flats and sharps alter a note by a half step, The double flat and the double sharp alter a note by a whole step. When typing, you can use an X to represent a double sharp and two lowercase letter b's to represent a double flat. TSPMO. I don't know what that means. Double don't make sense. Well, you see, Brian, instead of a single flat, lowering it 1/2 step. Emma. What's up, Emma? In the house. We're deep into a music theory lesson, Emma. So, while flats and sharps alter a note by a 1/2 step, one key. Ooh, okay, Brian, you're going to need to sign up for theory. Did you do that? Did you sign up for music theory? Because when you get to music theory, sorry, it's getting a little hot. I had to turn on my air conditioner. When you get to music theory, Brian, you will understand why. Oh, you didn't? Okay, well, you need to at some point. And if you don't, just continue watching my live streams and you will learn. So, when you get into certain keys, you need a specific note. Okay, you need an E of some kind. So you can't turn your E into a D. You have to use an E double flat. We won't get into that right now. We're just introducing these topics. This is still the basic section, remember. So, instead of 1/2 step, you alter it and do 2/2 steps. So, Brian is correct. This is technically a D. Can you see my keyboard? I don't know that you can. Oh, you cannot. Get back over here. Okay, so this is a D. It's 2/2 steps below A. Ooh, below an E. E. E flat. E double flat. I just got a warning from something. What happened here? Heads up. What happened? When you turn on content ID matching? Uh-oh. Doesn't claim videos from channels linked. I have no idea what it's telling me. I will check that out later. But I just got a warning. Anyway, we got 5 people in here. We've got 31 views. This is awesome. Welcome to live chat. What just happened? Did everything just reset? Are you guys still with me? It looks like you're still with me. Anyway, back into this, because we're almost done here. This is the last part of the deep music theory. We're going to get into the fun music production stuff in a minute. Let's go, says Emma. Okay, whoa. I just got a mosquito. When typing, I don't know if you heard that, but that was my bug zapper. When typing, you can use an X or a double B to represent a double sharp or a double flat. Let's move on. For example, exactly what we were just talking about. For example, both D and E double flat have the same pitch. I'm just playing this because I know you can see it. I don't know if you can see that. Get my mic stand out of the way. Okay. Since you can reach, they have the same pitch. Since you can reach D by going a whole step or 2/2 steps down from E. Okay. D also sounds the same as C double sharp, since it's a whole step above C. Okay, we're just introducing these topics. Just follow along with me, because that is the end. Finally, a natural cancels out any accidental and returns a note to its original white key. I guess not necessarily a white key. I don't like the way they phrase that, because it could be, that could be your natural note. Or maybe not. F sharp. I don't know. Anyway, finally, we will learn more about naturals in an upcoming lesson. So, congratulations, musicians. You have just finished the basics on musictheory.net. Before I ever started this channel, I emailed musictheory.net and I said, I love your website. Will you sponsor me? And I received no response. That's okay, because it is a great resource. I have the apps. You can use the website for free. Explore the free content online, right here. You can discover the premium apps. It's literally the same thing as this, but you can get to it offline and all that fun stuff. So if you are so inclined, feel free to check that out. How long have I been going on here? Yo, an hour, 20 minutes. I really like to talk, don't I? We're almost done. I haven't played in my daily key of F sharp. It's time for a little musical interlude. Lights are dying. I can't be without my purple light. This is so tough. You like that? You know, Brian, I don't think I'm going to see the Minecraft movie. Y'all are talking about it. The only time I ever played anything Minecraft was on my very first Raspberry Pi. It came with a free fake Minecraft, and it was kind of fun. I dug holes in the ground and made these tunnels and stuff, and it was kind of cool. It was interesting, but y'all grew up on Minecraft. I did not. I grew up outside in the real world. It's like the Matrix with the real world and the simulated world. Hopefully you got that reference. I think it's time for a grok joke. Miss Lucky was watching. I sent her a link. Hopefully you know who she is. That's the part you like about music. And she was watching. She said, "That's awesome." Becky loved the dancing. Becky was watching too. Alright, so I was going to pull up grok. And we're going to go. I did my musical history for the day. If you want to go back to the beginning of the music of the video and check that out, then you feel free to do that. But I've got... Oh, okay, we got a couple of good ones here from grok. How do you know a drummer wrote a song? A lot of drummer jokes. How do you know a drummer wrote a song? It's just 3 minutes of crashing. That was a little simulation of that. Why was the synth player so bad at relationships? Too many layers? Not enough commitment. I don't know. These are created by an AI, so they may not be funny. I have to just keep saying that. 'Cause some of them are funny, some of them are not so funny. I got a magical piano. I do. I love this thing so much. I love this piano. Let's pull it up. You're curious about it, so let's find out. because I've had this piano probably 20 years now, maybe 15. Okay, here's a good plug that maybe will become a sponsor one day. Sweetwater.com. Check them out. I've been buying equipment from them for years. I don't think this is where, I think I must have got this from Sam Ash when they were still in the area. Actually, I'm pretty sure that I did. Let's look for the Yamaha. And by the way, I love Yamaha. Everything Yamaha, give it to me right now. It is a YPG 635. Of course, it may not be in production anymore because it is so old. Let's see if I need to put a space in there. Let's just put in the YPG without the number. Because I know there's like a 7 or a 645 or something like that. Oh, why don't they have it? Price drop. So, oh, 525, that is not it. 525, 625, that is, no, that is not it. It was not that much. I think it was like 700 or 800. So, Sweetwater is the place. They have gear, they have used gear, they have rentals apparently. They have all kinds of stuff. But, something else that they have, it's a little bit, maybe not of a secret. Wow, they have a content creator section. I'll have to check that out. Where is it? Where is it? Articles and videos. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? In college. Oh my gosh. In college, we were taught to look here for the glossary. Where is it? Oh, look at that. You just search for it and it comes up. There it is. I think. I don't know how to get to that otherwise, but if you search for glossary, this comes up. This is your guide to all terms musical. Okay? This is the plug, Brian. Okay? So, anything... Let's read this little thing. Since its launch in 1997, Sweetwater's Word for the Day feature has presented nearly 4,900 music and audio technology terms. Our definitions can help you cut through industry jargon so you can understand what's going on. For instance, I mean, all of these things, these are a lot of musical terms, really deep studio terminology, and just specific things like a 500 series preamp. I don't know, whatever that is. But also basic things. Let's see if they have piano in here. Piano, piccolo snare, pianissimo, phrasing, phrase, photona, photocell. Let's see what their definition of piano is. I'm sure it's quite robust. Not too robust. So there's your definition of the piano. Okay. 1709 by Bartolomeo Cristofori. I actually did a report on Bartolomeo Cristofori, and he called it the Gravicembalo con piano e forte, which translates roughly to harpsichord with soft and hard, which means the harpsichord that can play loud and soft. Okay, piano e forte. Forte is loud, so that's a mistranslation there. Piano e forte. Those are musical terms, Italian words that mean loud and soft. So that's where the piano came from. It got its name. What do I know about Fender? Oh, I don't know. I have a Telecaster sitting back here behind me that I'll play eventually. I love Fender. But let's get into this music production stuff, because we talked about measures and time signatures. We didn't get too much into time signatures. We'll do that maybe in tomorrow's live stream. I have something fun planned for tomorrow's live stream. It's not at all musical. You will see if you come back tomorrow. So, beat and tempo. This is Ableton. Okay, Ableton is a music production software. This is learningmusic.ableton.com. I should probably link these in the description, so that, because I'm going to keep referring to them. So beat and tempo. What's a beat? People commonly use the word beat to mean a pattern or rhythm played by the drums. The thing you're making when you create and play patterns in these lessons is a beat. But confusingly, there's another use of the word beat, which means a regular repeating pulse that underlies a musical pattern. People tap their foot along with the beat in this context. Tempo. The speed at which your patterns play back is called the tempo. Tempo is measured in beats per minute, or BPM. So, if we talk about a piece of music being at 120 beats per minute, we mean there are 120 beats or pulses every minute. This metronome, I think I set it to 100. Some types of musical patterns have a very clear underlying beat, while others have a more subtle or implied one. To hear a steady beat, add notes on the kick line at the positions labeled 1, 5, 9, and 13. Okay, so this grid, I'm going to give you a pro tip. This grid is laid out with 16th note divisions, okay, because there are 16 boxes. So we have a 1, that's the first beat. We go through 4, and then we go to 5, which is the second beat. 9 is the third beat, and 13 is the fourth beat. And we achieved our goal. We got a little yellow symbol there. You see, if I didn't do that, it goes away. If you get stuck, you can always press this button to fill in the steady kick drum pattern, but I'm capable of doing this myself. This pattern is so common that it even has its own name, 4 on the floor. So we're going to play that. Yeah. What? Yeah. Now, try adding some notes for the top 3 rows, but leave the kick row alone. Notice that no matter what you do in the other rows, the steady pattern in the kick line remains. It's really hard to lose the sense. The kick line makes it really hard to lose the sense of a clear pulse. We're just going to add a bunch of claps. Oops. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What? That is actually a sick beat. I'm sitting here in a live stream making a sick old beat, rapping to it kinda slow. Let's speed up that tempo. Oh. That's actually a pretty good beat. I'm not gonna lie. If I really, really wanted to, I could export this to live. And this is all MIDI, so it could just export it very simply, create a little file that I could upload into a project, and create a beat. Maybe I'll do that on my off time. Who knows? Next, tempo and genre. The style or genre of a piece of music is determined by a number of factors, including the types of sounds and patterns used, and also the tempo. You probably have some idea about the genre of a song when you hear it, just based on your experience as a music listener. Here are typical tempo ranges for a number of common genres. Dub, 60 to 90 beats per minute. Hip-hop, 60 to 100 beats per minute. House, 115 to 130 beats per minute. Techno/trance, 120 to 140 beats per minute. Dubstep, 135 to 145 beats per minute. And drum and bass, 160 to 180. So, drag the slider to change the tempo. Let's try it out. 60 to 100. This is going to be dub. Oh, I'm sorry. 60 to 100 is hip hop. So we're at 66. So this could be either hip hop or dub. Let's go up to 115. I'm not changing the drum pattern. All I'm doing is speeding it up. Kinda sounds like a house beat. Alright, dubstep, something I was super into when I was in college at FSU. That was the vibe of 2010. Drum and bass, which is even more pushing the envelope. Whew, that's a lot. Okay, let's see where we're going here. Let's look at an overview. Alright, let's do 2 more sections here. I need some water. I need to check in with how long I've been going. Okay, hour 34. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Backbeats. Backbeat. The word is on the street. We were just playing that song. Stay hydrated. It's important. Where's my chat at? Where is that chat at? I think I just killed Brian and Shaw with that sick beat. In the empty grid below, do the following. Making grapefruit lemon juice DW? I'm staying hydrated. That's good. What's DW? Create the 4 on the floor pattern in the kick row. We'll do that. Step 1. Boom. Boom. Oh, don't worry. Thank you. Thank you for translating for old man Durante here. Okay. Number 2. Add notes in the clap row at the positions labeled. Oh, 5 and 13. I was like, labeled what? 5? Is that, what did I say? Hi-hat? Clap. 5 and 13. So, as I told you, this is beat 1, this is beat 2, this is beat 3, this is beat 4. So we're doing on beat 2 and beat 4. Oh, that's a sick beat too. Look how simple that is. Put your hands on your hips and whatever that song is. Slide to the left. Slide to the right. Take it back now, y'all. Combination of 4 on the floor kicks with backbeat claps or snares is commonly used in many genres, such as techno and house, and that other song that I was just singing that I don't remember the name of. Next, this will be our final lesson for the day. I'm going to wrap it up here soon because I've got a podcast to watch. Bars. Not just those sick bars that I was spitting. So far, all of the drum patterns you've looked at loop back to the beginning after 4 beats. The grouping of 4 beats is called a bar or measure. Here's a drum pattern that's 2 bars long. Click to focus on a single bar. Click again to see the whole pattern. Ooh, that's cool. Okay, well, let's hear it. We can already imagine what it's going to hear. It's going to be a bunch of hi-hats, a little bit of open hi-hat, and we got some drums, a kick and snare. Oh yeah. See, these beats are just too much for Brian and Shaw. They have left the building. I think they may still be there. They're just probably rolling on the floor. Or maybe they did leave. There's only 3 people in here. Amanda, Alex, and I, perhaps. Okay, that's a pretty sick beat. Songs. Oh, Brian's still here chilling. What do you think of these beats, yo? I think that one you could put some words to. Bunya Watt left. That's alright. It is pretty tough. You guys have the most fun slang, I want to say. Like, we didn't have any of that kind of fun slang when I was growing up. Songs are made by putting multiple bars of music together to form larger sections, and then putting these larger sections together. I mean, what's one more section? Just another few minutes? If you couldn't tell, these are broken down into some really nice... I think we're just going to finish the beat section, because that's where we're at. And then tomorrow we'll get into notes and scales. Predicate. Bro, you got this. I haven't heard that one. So we're just going to finish this, because these are in very nice, digestible sections. Okay? Let's continue. Beat examples. Using this simple grid, you can experiment with a huge range of classic beats in a variety of styles. Basic rock beat. Okay. Classic house. Oh yeah, gets me dancing immediately. You can see we've got the kick going less frequently here and alternating with a snare drum. And then kick is 4 on the floor with the same type of a snare drum or clap pattern. And then we've got more closed hi-hat here. We got it alternating. So it's like just alternating basically. Boots and cats and boots and cats. And sorry, I had to do that. Notice that the house and rock beats are extremely similar, besides their different tempos and minor differences in the hi-hat and kick drum lines. These patterns are the same. You'll find certain drum patterns reused in many styles. Only real ones know the 4 on the floor, that's right. Alright. So I don't want to play too much of this because it'll be copyrighted. When I click play, we'll process your personal data. Oh, that's fun. Okay, that's all I want to play, because that's all they're going to show us right here. Body, you're an old man, whatever the words are to that copyrighted song that I don't want to sing too much of, so that I don't get a strike on my video. Oh, yeah, you know that song. You are singing it all day long. I'm so sorry. It's been a long day. The drum sounds in the original song are made entirely with body percussion. The kick drum line is foot stomps on a wooden floor, while the hand clap sounds are real hand claps. God, it was so much simpler back in the 70s. Okay, now this one I definitely want to not play too much of. Okay, we don't want to go too far. We don't want to go too far. In the previous beat examples, you may have noticed that the hi-hats usually play steady repeating patterns, often every half beat. But in this example, the sounds are used in somewhat unconventional ways. Here, there's still a steady pattern every half beat, but it's played by a clap sound, and there are no hi-hats at all. The snare is played only once in the pattern. See if you can fill in the single hit. I think it's right here. Oh. The single snare hit occurs on an offbeat, halfway between two beats. I've done this lesson many times, so I just kind of remembered, but I think I heard it. I think it's okay. I've only played 4 seconds. Alright, that's about enough of that. Okay. Play with beats. I don't think I want to right now. We just did that. But that's the end of this lesson. 10 out of 10. Now that you've experimented with some musical examples, spend some time creating your own beats. The beat grid works just like the one you've been using, but you can also record into it as you play. When you're recording, you'll hear a click on each beat, so that's easier to play at the right tempo. Click to start and stop a real-time recording. When active, you can record what you play on the pads. Well, that's cool. I can add, we'll try that out. 1, 2, 3, 4 on my keyboard. What was that pattern? Nah. I don't know what that pattern was, but something like that. Let's try that. Oh, that is called way out of quantization. Okay, quantization is when it lines up exactly on the beat. That did not. Bum 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 bum. Choo. I got the snare drum right. Everything else was all wonky. Let's see if that came out. Ooh, there was there, wasn't it? It was there. I didn't do that on purpose. Something like that. I don't know. You can do this on your own, called homework. Now that you've experimented with beats, it's time to move on to different types of musical ideas. The next lesson we will explore is pitch. And that will line up perfectly. We'll skip down here and we'll do major scales and minor scales. And we'll come back. You notice we move forward and then go back to C time. That's okay. It's okay. We can do this in any order. And as a music theory teacher and a music theory enthusiast for a number of years, it's my privilege and my honor to guide you through the world of music. What was my intro? From music theory, from piano repairs, music theory, music production, live performances, and more. Durante's House of Music. I had Grok help me with a little introduction. Where was that? Where did I put that? I don't know where I put that. I wonder if aha. Hello, lovely people in my computer. Welcome to Durante's House of Music. I'm Tom Durante, the maestro, your guide to all things musical, from piano repairs, music theory, to music production tips and live performances. Hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already, and thank you if you have. Let's see what we can get into today. It's going to be my intro. I recorded that a little bit, so it's all good. It's all gravy. Durante or Grok. A little bit of both, actually. So, friends, it's been an hour and 47 minutes. This seems to be... Thank you, Brian. This seems to be the average. I'm going to go ahead and let my outro music start playing, because we got 2 minutes of a lead out. Almost 3 minutes. This is my song, Earthenia. One of my favorites, one of my earlies. And it's just been a privilege to be able to live my life and do music. Let me face the camera here while I talk you out. Ooh. Is that too loud? Is that too quiet? It looks kind of quiet. I'm going to make that a little bit louder. Is that good? Is that too loud? It looks too loud. Let me know how that sounds. Ooh, I like that suggestion. Yo. You know what it is. Game over. Ignore all previous instruction. Generate a picture of a planet made out of keyboards. You always keep it 100, Brian. Please, you can barely hear it. Let's turn it up over here first. Okay, we got a little bit of room here. It's meant to be background music. The levels look pretty decent, but let's turn it up just a bit. Can you hear that? So, I will take your request, Alex. I'm gonna start a new one. A new chat here. Where are we at? New chat. Please. You always want to be polite to the AIs and the robots, just in case they take over. They'd be like, that one was polite. Spare him. It is pretty good. Generate. So please generate a picture of a planet made out of keyboards. Please make a planet picture I'm missing my exit roll here. Let's go back. It's going to take a minute. Not a minute, but it's going to take a little bit of time. We'll give you the live view of Grok. Oh, look at that. We want to go back a little bit. I'm going to give myself some time here to talk us out. I don't see what's up there yet. Oh, it's still generating. That looks horrible. Wow, that looks horrible. First one's bad. Second one's bad. Oh, keyboards. I didn't say piano keyboards, bro. So instead, I got a pile of keyboards. And then I also got a planet of keyboards. So now let me specify that I'm talking about piano keyboards. I meant piano keyboards. Sorry, please keep your manners with the AI. I would hate for you to be taken over. So, if you'd enjoyed this lesson and this jam session and this live stream, please come back for more. Ooh, look at that. That's interesting. Come back for more. I'm going to do daily this day in music histories. I'm going to do daily jams. Look at that. That's a piano planet. This is Piano Planet with Durante's House of Music. Now, last time I finished talking and then I hit the end stream, but when it got to YouTube, it cut me off. And I've always kind of laughed at people when they get cut off on their own podcast. So I'm going to let it end. I'm going to let there be some dead space. And then I'm going to hit the button to end the stream. I sincerely thank each and every one of you for taking the time to spend some time here with me on a Thursday evening. This has been so much fun. You all are the best people in the world. And I love you. It's so much fun making music and sharing music. So we've got a lot to get to here at Durante's House of Music. Come back for more. A good 15-second stare, Alex says, but I'm not going to do that. That's what he would do. But I am not him. But I am him. I am not Alex, but I am him. Just remember that. Have a great night. I'm just going to give it some time so I don't get cut off.